Good evening, viewers, and welcome to yet another Pro League football matchup here on Axe 25 Channel 9 this evening. You'll be witnessing the semi-final matchup in the semi-final of the Digicel Pro Bowl between Central FC and W Connection FC. Yes, they are going up against each other once more. Seems every month, every 3 weeks, every 2 weeks even, Connection and Central are meeting in some form or the other, either in a cup final, semi-final, that's today, or in a regular league match. As far as this match has go, it's the win or go home. Connection in their usual all-white outfits, while Central FC in their black and white kits. That whistle signals the start of this game. Central FC striking from left to right.
Central FC in your black kit attacking the goal from north to south. Their captain, number 10, your patron, Marvin Oliver, and their head coaches, Terry Fenwick. The team manager is Norris Ferguson. The assistant coach is Mark Leslie. The football manager, Brian Normandy. Team masseuse, Earl Waters. And physio trainer is Oscar Bushwood.
Marvin Oliver looking here for Willis Plaza. Willis, fresh off his selection for the national team, missing an opportunity. Early opportunity here for Central FC. Shot coming inside. Saved by Jelani Archibald there. Early opportunity there for Central. Of course, these both teams featuring a plethora of players that were selected for the matchup against Argentina. Daniel Cyrus, Jovan Jones. As Plaza is here, this could be a very good opportunity. Oh, Winchester not being able to get his foot onto it as he'd have liked. Still in the area though. Alvin Jones is on him, trying to make the turn. Is Winchester getting it inside, looking for Makano. Knocked away by Cyrus and held on to here by Archibald. Action in the W Connection box as Central FC has already started pushing forward with numbers. So seeing Jovan Jones and Cyrus both on the national team for that matchup against Argentina, while we have Willis Plaza, Jan Michael Williams, and I believe the other player was actually Rondell Winchester, with Yohansi Marshall being reserve. Span looking upfield here to Brito. Brito takes a look over to the referee, and he's being signaled as being in an offside position. As we hear the shouts from the W Connection manager. Very normal when W Connection is playing. Okano looking here for Guerra. Guerra looking wide to Winchester. Left for the play opportunity here. Shot coming in. It's going to be over bar. Didn't get it as he would have liked. As the young athletic Tobagonian there. Player who has the makings, at least in terms of the physical tools, to be possibly one of the best strikers this country has ever seen. He's fast. One of the faster players in the Pro League. He's tall. He's very athletic. He's good on the ball, his feet on the ground, or when his head in the air. So really a complete striker is Ronald Winchester, just still getting into his own. Referee whistling play on the throw, and I'm going to take it back a bit. Pretty decent crowd building up in the end here at the Atabolan Stadium, at least for this one. This is the second game of 2 here. In the first game, Police FC defeated Defense Force 4-2. And though those 6 goals would indicate a high-scoring game, and it really wasn't indicative of the type of play. It may have been even 8 to 7 or something of that nature, but so many opportunities went a begging. To be seen if this game will follow in such a Amana already we see Central FC getting quite a few opportunities. Makana trying to get this one upfield, but only manages to knock it out of touch in favor of Connection. Jones trying to control there. Jones, a player who has come on really strong as the season has progressed for W Connection. The brother of Joven Jones, Willis Plaza, trying to get in front of his man there. Every time these two teams play, you'd get a view of two of the better strikers in Trinidad and Tobago currently in Joven Jones and Willis Plaza. You also have the likes of Ronald Winchester, who is right up there. Someone in center field there. Starring Chucky Mitchell going on the left side, looking to get it upfield to run the Winchester. Also, there's Kurt Frederick as he'd be trying to clear that one out. Actually, that's not Frederick, but Leslie Joel Russell. We saw when W Connection secured their victory to win the Pro League against. Willis Plaza is trying to get inside here. Oh, this could be interesting. Willis again. Good goalkeeping from Jelani Archibald, keeping him at bay, but the opportunities coming, the chances coming the way of Central FC. Sure, Willis would like to find himself on the cards here this evening in front of the national head coach. As Souza player who's making this nice little run here. Joven Jones, left-footed player, trying to control it on his left foot. Wasn't able to as his Bertha was coming on and right on the heels of a former W Connection player, Akeem Benjamin. Joven back with Frederick. Frederick looking there. Miscommunication between himself and Alvin Jones. It's Elton Johnson is one off field, but Frederick is trying to get in the way of that one. So one goes out of touch again for a throw in favor of Central FC. When these two teams met in the Lucasade goal Shield finals just a couple of weeks ago, it was a mammoth crowd here in support of Central FC. A lot of supporters came out to support them. Not so much this evening. I guess if it was a final matchup, we may have seen a bigger crowd, but for the semi-final matchup, not as large, pretty decent still. Here's Marvin Oliver pushing inside, getting it off to Willis Plaza, trying to get a give and go going there, but it's knocked out of touch by Oliver, so it's going to be a throw in favor of W Connection. John looking off field here for Ronald Winchester. Not going to be able to get there in time as Winchester. Free kick time here now for Central FC of Jason McConnell is on the free kick. He's their free kick specialist. This one swung inside nicely. It was when he held on to there by goalkeeper Archibald. Jared Williams trying to get this one upfield here. Jones giving it off here to Frederick. Frederick trying to get it, working with the other Jones. Not being able to establish Asim Asia in the middle yet. Is double connection. Central FC bulldozing their way into the connection area. Center field there again will be Michael Williams, however, taking control of it. National team starting. Would figure to start. To do the starting is Michael Williams for the goalkeeping duties. Frederick. Of touch in favor of Central FC. Willis Plaza shot coming in. It's going to go. Willis Plaza making something off of nothing. Willis Plaza making the turn, and the man I think is the best striker in the Pro League this season. Willis Plaza putting Central FC ahead in the 13th minute. 1-0 Central. It was on the cards, however. Central was just pressuring W Connection way too much. Something had to give, and there it was. The number 1 Willis Plaza feat. She may consider as wiry strong. Sturvin Jones, he too isn't the biggest player in the world. Punches a massive punch in his left foot. Looking up here for Brito, not a very good pass there, however. Good defensive work. On the clearance, not so much by Johannes Marshall. Upfield there, but too strong from Jason McConnell. Over the last few weeks, as we wind down pro football here in Trinidad and Tobago, we've seen so many of these teams with coming up with new and inventive ways of celebrating after they score. Shot coming in from Joven Jones, held on to by John Michael Williams. Oh, there's a ball for Ronda Winchester. Jelani has to get back. Jordan looking to chip it over his head. It's going to be just wide of the goal, skimming across the face of the goal. An other touch for a goal kick. Central FC. Johannes Marshall recently returning to the shores of Trinidad and Tobago and featuring in the Central FC lineup in the Pro League. May not have earned himself a position, but he's the lone reserve in case the player is injured or isn't able to go to Argentina. Or 11 W connection players in the boxes. This a poorly taken corner here and out of touch for a goal kick. Ophelia the ones headed back as controlling here is Hashim Asia. Good work by Akeem Benjamin to get in the way of that one. Asia's pushing in to get there before John Michael Williams, but isn't able to as Chance sends it upfield. Strong draw upfield, looking here for Jason McConnell as Frederick has it knocked off of his body out of touch for a throw in favor of Central. The familiar side of Terry Fenwick pacing the sidelines, pacing his coach's box and hearing his voice quite clearly from all the way up here from the press area. This could be the last time we see Fenwick actually maybe moving on to Belgium to further his coaching, as that one is taken away from Plaza, finding Brito here. Brito trying to push upfield, but getting in front of him and taking it away there is Atala Guerra. Bliss Plaza trying to fight in front of Williams here, not being able to. Nice little ball looking there for Hashim here, but good work. Sorry, we're looking for Brito, but good work there by Akeem Benjamin screening him off. This one sent a failure by Mikel Williams. Akeem Benjamin knocking it back. So Atala Guerra is getting it wide to Darren Chucky Mitchell. Mitchell, very speedy player, pushing upfield. Two quick players on that left side, and Mitchell and Winchester. This shot coming in here, leaving a lot to be desired, going way over bar and out of touch for a goal kick. Ophelia now looking for Alvin Jones. He has Hashimasi in the middle, also Gerald Brito is there, but he's being dealt with on the outside there by Rondell Winchester. Hashimasi with Darren Chucky Mitchell on him, giving it off here to Jones. Jones looking inside there, may have been better taking his shot, actually trying to find his brother. Here's Jason McConnell looking up here for Willis Plaza. Willis trying to control as Mikel Williams is flanked all over him. It's going to be an auto touch in favor of Connection. Jared Williams is going wide here to Frederick. McConnell is using his head and getting in the way of it, but not being able to keep it away from Frederick. Off feed by Jared Williams as it's headed away there by Akeem Benjamin. Coaching styles of Terry Fenwick and Sir Charles Fevrier always the polar opposites. I mean, Fenwick is always on his feet, pacing the coaching area. Very loud. Very, very loud. I think you can hear Terry Fenwick from the parking lot in any stadium when Sir Charles Fevrier rarely gets up. So that's a foul. Let's see, it's going to be a foul, and Elton John being yellow carded. So you see the first booking of the game. Jovan Jones is standing over this one. Quickly taken, looking for his brother. Alvin trying to get past Chucky Mitchell, not having any of it. Silvio Span is there to back it up. Cross coming inside. John Michael is going up with the hands and holding on to it. Nice little tackle there from Leslie Joel Russell, taking that one away from Willis Plaza. Boost of speed here from Alvin Jones, but Darren Chucky Mitchell, not a slow player in his own right. Himself and Rondell Winchester are probably the two quickest players on the field, with Neil Benjamin Jr. on the bench for Connection, who's another very speedy player. Poor pass there from Rondell Winchester, however, and back with Jared Williams. That one taken away by Marvin Oliver. And Connor with Frederick on him. Joe Williams, lots of space to work with. Weighing his option, getting it here. Tasha Marcia. Jovan Jones, will he take a shot? No, he's not. He's getting it wide now to Brell Brito. Brito with backing more. Poor first touch there by Brito, and bit of pushing and shoving there between Brito and Benjamin, and it's going to be a free kick in favor of Connection. Here's Meccano. Frederick trying to wrap around him and get to that one, but he eventually wins the ball here. Just Meccano, known for diving. Heard someone say that the National Aquatic Centre next to the Atabolan Stadium would be a perfect place for Meccano. Loves to dive on the football field. Frederick sending this one off field there. That's going to be out of touch. Back with Elton John. With a 2014 Football World Cup fast approaching in Brazil. Actually just a month away. Have to remember those that actually played for the lone Trinidad and Tobago team that went to the World Cup. Silvio Span, the only remaining player from that team, and then the Pro League today. One of his teammates from that team now with Central FC, Brent Sancho. So on wide here, it's controlled by Darren Chucky Mitchell, getting past, at least trying to get past Alvin Jones there, getting enough here to run Winchester. Yeah, Silvio Span on him. Big age gap there as Span not being able to keep up with Winchester, but Winchester bowling into there to the residual Russell and getting a yellow card, so the second yellow card of the game. Both on Central FC. Should hear the final the whistle any second now. Final whistle of the first half, that is, and there it is. So that thing is the end of a pretty decent first half. We saw opportunities going the way of both teams, but a difference being made by Willis Plaza in a 13-minute goal scored. He had his opportunities at Wizards. It really looked impressive, but good goalkeeping by both keepers in terms of their saving from Jelani and Jamaica Williams. Quite certain that Connection would like to come into the second half and really look to change things, especially in the goal scoring department. So let's see how the second half will go. Do stay tuned, viewers, for second half action in this semi-final matchup between W Connection and Central FC. First half, W Connection not being able to get anything past Central, but Willis Plaza, the difference maker, scoring a 13-minute goal, accounting for the only goal in this 1-0 affair. This is the last game for one of these teams for the 2013-2014 Pro League season. This winner go home, semi-final matchup in the Digicel Pro Bowl. As soon as whistle was blown, the entire bench got up for Connection. Michael Williams getting it wide here to Leslie Jewel Russell. Offside flag being raised there by the referee's assistant. Ball inside, headed away there by Elton John in the air, looking for the head there as Brito jumping, mistiming his jump as nice little clearance there by Leston Paul. Here's Willis Plaza, the goal scorer, not being able to get past Jared Williams there. Paul looking upfield to Rondell Winchester, but it's knocked away by Alvin Jones. Here's Jovan Jones having to fight Marvin Oliver to get in possession of that one. Cross there, not a very good one, is intercepted by Leston Paul. Jared Williams coming up a bit gimpy after that one there chasing after this one is Darren Chucky Mitchell. Will he keep it in touch? Yes, he does, quite easily at the end. Severe Span getting it wide here to Brito. Brito misjudging that one. He misjudged the jump early, and this time not really judging that pass. Out of touch for a throw here, coming off of Akeem Benjamin. Sylvia Span looking at Jovan Jones, who's trying to get it going there with Hashim Asia. Akeem Benjamin, poor job of controlling that one, and it goes out of touch for a corner kick. Looping high, straight in the, punched away there by John Michael. Thought he was going to try to hold on to it at first. Let's run the Winchester. Willis Plaza give and go with Winchester. Winchester not being able to control on the run there. Span getting it wide to Gerard Brito. Brito would maintain out of the inside. Strong center. Oh, it's going to be saved. Very good save there by John Michael Williams. Silvio Span looking off field here for Gerard Brito, getting inside and heading over the way Elton John. Stefano Risselia in a fight with Darren Chucky Mitchell. Mikel Williams. Taking it as well to decide to go to the direction of Rissell. Rissell looking there for Hashim Asia. Gerald Williams looking wide here now to Jarrell Brito. Overlapping run being made by Kurt Frederick there. Brito looking to find Williams. Williams has a strong tackle there coming in from Darren Chucky Mitchell, looking for all ball. Find the ball, but the referee still finding it as a foul there. Now going to be going for power on this one. Actually, he's going into the wall, so it's Joven looking for precision there and not finding it. Not really his forte, not when he's known for on the free kicks as a player is down there on top of the area. That's actually Willis Plaza. He's up and he's fine. Seemed as a bit of a dive there from Jovan Jones. Alvin Jones there coming to his brother's defense. Jovan will be taking the free kick. Coming onto the field in a few will be Jamal Williams. He may be replacing Silvio Span. There's Jones on the free kick, nicely taken. Is going to be falling there, trying to get into the area. Was Leslie Joel Russell. There's Kurt Frederick trying to send it back upfield wide. Good idea finding Jovan Jones here. Jovan with one man on him. Forced to go to his right foot, trying to get the cross inside, but it'll be out of touch for a connection. A throw here. Oh, could have been. What could have been there? very nearly into the back of the net. Ronda Winchester losing that one out of touch there. Actually knocked out of touch here by Alvin Jones. So Sean De Silva's coming onto the field, and it's actually going to be Jason McConnell he's replacing.
Taking the field for Central FC is number 4, Sean De Silva. Replacing number 7, Jason McConnell. Substitution.
Very deep teams. No question, in my opinion, the two deepest teams in the Pro League. W Connection and Central FC. Sean De Silva, very, very skilled player, very, very talented player. Seems to have a huge impact as soon as he comes onto the field. Still have Dwight Quintero on their bench. Neil Benjamin Jr. trying to get it upfield there, but it's knocked away by Elton John. Rondo Winchester met by Gerard Williams there. Fight for it, and Williams comes away with it. Hashimasiya trying to get it off here. Neil Benjamin Jr. Possible opportunity down the line here. Benjamin Jr. with a man inside. Cross coming in, looking for Rizal. Not to be. Knocked out there for a throw. Alvin Jones on a short throw. Free kick. Run into the area is Jovan Jones. .13 minutes left in regulation. Jovan left-footed ball strong there, and it's going to be into the arms of Jamaica Williams. All in all, a pretty decent crew, pretty decent crowd in attendance here at the Atabulan Stadium. Both these teams from Central, both these teams playing each other numerous times this season. They are quite familiar with one another, and many consider them rivals, not just because of geographical location. They are two of the best teams, the two best teams according to the standings this year in the Pro League. On paper as well, probably the two best teams in the Pro League. So a lot in common, a budding rivalry. And this is going to be the last time they meet this season. Of course, next year they'll be representing Trinidad and Tobago in the CFU as Neil Benjamin Jr. I thought that Darren Chucky Mitchell was one of the quicker players in the field, but Neil Benjamin Jr. showing what speed really looks like there, almost rushing past him. Here's Alvin Jones with Ronda Winchester on him. Winchester losing it there to Benjamin Jr. Benjamin trying to cut inside. He's getting it here to Jovan Jones. Jovan looking to get it back to win. So that was Benjamin. Talaguera leaving that one there for Sean De Silva, but De Silva overrunning it. Leslie Joel Russell pushing forward, getting it wide here to Stefano Rizal. It's Menziman on the inside, getting it back to Leslie Joel Russell. Here's Alvin Jones. Foul there. As you see another yellow card there for Connection. That's Leslie Joel Russell being in front, being carded. Off you there by Elton John, looking for Willis Plaza, not finding him. In chase here is good Frederick. Frederick with Benjamin on him as it's cleared up field. And getting there is Willis Plaza. Willis Plaza, let's see what he does this time. Oh, what a ball. What a ball to Guerrero. He just takes his time, finds the man, and Guerrero being tripped up there. No foul. Plaza makes football look so easy. It's a trademark of the better strikers in football, better players in football. They make the game so easy. As Stefano Rissa looking for the cross there, too strong, out of touch for a throw. Of course, Central FC in no rush whatsoever to take a throw, take a corner, take a free kick. They'll be milking the clock. Just some 6+ minutes left in regulation. Throw here to Ronda Winchester, no foul. Trying to get it to Jamal Williams. There he is. Jamal met by 3 black shades. Darren Chucky Mitchell trying to go field with the referees. Gonna have a look at Rondell Winchester. We'll be seeing the final substitution of the game for W Connection being made shortly. And it looks to be Mikel Gordon. Yes, it is. It's Mikel Gordon coming onto the field. Alvin Jones getting a hit at Gerard Williams. Looking inside to Hashim Asia. Not very often you can keep W Connection without scoring for 90 minutes. Ball inside. Oh, this could be goal! Oh! Just saying you're not going to keep them without scoring for 90 minutes. Not quite certain what happened there with the defense, but it got past Jamaica Williams. Taking credit for the goal is Stefano Rissell. So that's Stefano Rissell. I didn't quite make out who was the defender deflected off of, but it's a goal nonetheless for W Connection, 1 apiece. If it remains like this at the end of regulation, it's going to go straight to kicks from a penalty spot. Mikel Gordon is sitting on the bench, so he was coming onto the field now. Back on the bench. If it goes to kicks from the penalty spot, it's anybody's game. I know you usually say that, but here's Jovan Jones pushing off field. Will Connection have the momentum now on their hand, and their side is Stefano Rissell, already scored just a minute ago on the right side. This time looking for the cross inside. Oh, John Michael Williams there. Almost threw it away, bringing it down. Off you there by John Michael Williams. Hand back, trying to get there. Nice work done by Gerard Williams to knock it away. Poor control there by Stefano Rissell. Minute and 40 seconds left in regulation. That's Alaguera. Looking for the cross. Oh, good work there by Gerald Williams, disallowing him, but it's a corner now for Central FC. Yancey Marshall is moving up. Marvin Oliver is moving into the area as well. Oh, left for the ball inside by the Silva. Here's Neil Benjamin Jr. Ronda Winchester. Let's see who is quicker. That's both of them there. Almost at a stalemate. Tripping him up was Benjamin Jr. I mean, I'd be fair to judge him on a foot race when Benjamin came on as a substitute late in the second half, and Ronda Winchester's been playing all 90 plus minutes. .30 seconds of additional time left. This may be the last opportunity for... Oh, this is going to be a shot right-footed there. Showing his right-footed power. Not really getting the type of control he would have liked there, Rondell Winchester. Left-footed player, but it's good to see a striker being able to use both his feet. I don't think we have any striker in Trinidad and Tobago who is capable of using both his feet to such effectiveness as Willis Plaza. So dangerous, Willis, is when he has his back turned to you and he's ready to turn. You don't know which direction he's turning, but all that wouldn't matter when he goes to kicks from the penalty spot, as that whistle signals the end of 90 plus. One apiece. Willis Plaza scoring in the first half for Central FC. And at the other side of the half is Stefano Rissell scoring for W Connection. So viewers, do stay tuned here on Axe 25 as we will be bringing you the kicks on a penalty spot to decide this semi-final encounter of the Digicel Pro Bowl between W Connection and Central FC. Sorry, from the very least, he's accustomed being in cups. He's accustomed being in the goal for penalty kicks. Jovan Jones, left-footed, and I have seen Jovan take penalties, and he takes penalties the very same way he takes free kicks. Power, low and hard. Let's see. Strike low. Oh, not that low. It's struck into the back of the net. So it's goal number 1. Willis Plaza going right-footed. Let's see if he'll go for power. I'm putting my money on Willis to score here. Oh, very good save. Very good save by Jelani Archibald. Guessed the right direction. Willis not really going for much power. Didn't put it wide of him. Williams to make a save. Good. Frederick. Sorry, that's not Frederick. That's actually Hashim Asia. Asia. Oh, hitting the crossbar. Not needing to make a save there, Jean-Michael. As it hit the crossbar. That horrendous song for a striker. Archibald, will he make his second save? Yes, he will. Jelani Archibald guessing the right direction on both occasions. I was wrong on the kicker. It was actually Elton John, not Paul. Last time they faced each other in the... Alvin. Oh, to his right. Connection after 3. Converting on 2. John Michael Williams guessing the right direction, but wasn't able to get outstretched enough. Jelani Archibald. No, he can't. Guessing the right direction. Outstretched with the right hand, but not being able to get there. 1 for Central. So both teams are taking 3. Connection has converted, and 2 of them currently leading 2 goals to 1 after 3 kicks a team. And walking to the spot, that's Mikel Williams. We've seen Jones, Asia, and now Williams. Jones and now Williams. Jovan, Hashim Asia, and Alvin Jones. Oh, guessing the wrong direction. Do or die time now for Central FC, if they score, if they carry it on, push it on a bit further, if they fail to convert, Connection will be meeting Police FC. And this time it's Leston Paul. So can Paul keep his team's hopes alive? Yes, he can! The referee's confused. The referee's confused, blowing the final whistle there. Not quite certain. Now he's putting out a card or something. The referee. It's not April Fool's. Referee blowing the final whistle there too early. And more than a couple deep breaths, getting himself composed. The captain, Jared Williams. Can he put them into the finals? Yes, he can! Jared Williams, back of the net. W Connection will be moving on to the Pro Bowl finals to face Police FC. Coming away victors over Central FC. They scored late in the second half. So many times we've seen that happen for them. Not just against Central, but throughout their years in the Pro League. But now they will be moving on to the final of the Pro Bowl, as Central FC will be giving the match orders, going home. Goodbye to Terry Fenwick as he coached his last game and defeated the hands of W Connection. Connection will be in hopes of winning their 4th cup this season. It was a good season of football for Central FC. But Connection will be moving on as they won in the end from kicks at the penalty spot over Central FC. So viewers, thanks for staying with us. I'm here on Chandler, and on behalf of my cameraman George Mathison, we say thank you and do stay tuned for more Pro League football here on Axe 25 Channel 9. Thank you and good night.